Hey guys, welcome to this episode, or this review, of Kamen Rider Saber episode 14. Yes, alright, I'm getting a yes from Alex. As always, I'm your host, the Frozen Stratos. Here with me today we have...
Cinder Blaze.
I'm Aerosol.
My dudes, welcome back. We do not have lower thirds because I accidentally deleted that file, but that's fine because you know our names. But yeah, this is... Saber again. And... If you didn't have any more of a reason to dislike the last episode, this one was a very good one to tell you that last episode did not have to exist. I have a feeling that you could just skip the last one and move on straight to this one. You'll have the slight anachronism of, oh, suddenly Saber has a new power-up, but, like, when does he not have a new power-up? He didn't use
it in this episode.
Yeah, he didn't, so...
Yeah, he won't be using it till next week.
Exactly. It feels like it was built for later. I don't know, man. Yeah. This show sucks. And to this episode's credit, they sort of leaned in on what they do okay at, and what that is just do some fights and look at the pretty suits. But then if you look at them for too long, things start getting distracting, like, oh, wait, Bustard's sword is maybe actually made out of cardboard. Oh, look at that! There's a ride book just covered in tape! And I have no idea why!
They have to saran wrap their ride books before they go into a major fight.
And, like, so you know how Saber... Oh, this will help. A visual representation. You know how, when you have the book on this end, it affects this side of the head, right? They just forgot to do that when they used, the Alangina part.
I'm sure they just... they wanted the, like, symbolism of him using his friend's power, but weren't willing to put in the effort of making an extra little dongle to go on the side of his head. Because, yeah, I mean, the suit, that part of the suit was only ever used by What's-His-Nuts, so... Yeah. And he's dead now, so who gives a shit, right?
But What's-His-Nuts, so who gives a shit?
Yeah. I honestly, and like the worst thing about it, honestly, was just like how long and dragging this fight scene was. In addition to like all this like other random bullshit stuff, because like the whole symbolism of Saber using Espada's stuff, I didn't care all too much, just because they established like pretty well that Caliber's new form can't be taken down by one of those forms, and it can't be taken down by like their 3 book forms. It has to be taken down by like freaking Dragonite of all things. Like that was the bar that was set.
They have to throw out Dragonite to help take.
They gotta hyper beam him. Have you ever gone up against Lance's Dragonites? Broken to shit.
Yeah. You need a dragon type to beat another dragon type. It's been established. You don't go with a fucking fire and thunder that resists them both. Like, I honestly hated like how they just kind of disregard that. Like, I'm pretty sure like they're able to like handle that form in those pathetic forms. I'm just like, then what was like Espada died because like he could not match that power level, like despite like how good he was as a swordsman. So it doesn't really make much sense for Saber, who's like relatively a novice, to be able to beat him in a weaker form. And I was
not just a weaker form, he was only using 2 books.
Yeah,
like I
he
get
only had
the motivation.
Reads.
Yeah, I get the motivation of like I wanna do this with my friend's power, but that's not the way to win.
Yeah, hey buddy, your friend's power sucks ass.
Yeah, like, I mean, it's weird because like unlike for other series, because I remember at the end of Build and Cross, like when they kind of like combine forms, it's something that's like a lot stronger.
Yeah.
But for this one, they've already established that when they can already swap their books, and like they have like a set kind of power level. It's only when they have the books correspond to their suit that it gets a little bit stronger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So when he's like mixing books and he ends up being stronger, it just kind of like messes with what's already been established in the show. And
Yeah.
this show takes a lot of time trying to build something up, and then you're just tearing it down at the same time. But it's like, can you stop making a mess? Can you stop shitting yourself like every other episode?
Like
this is really making it hard to like the show.
You did that part good, and then you went with this episode. No. We're just gonna fuck it up. It's fine. But no, I definitely get what you're saying, and it's only compounded by the fact that once again, Blue just sort of has to sit around and wait for his power up to be done.
Yeah.
There's no, he doesn't learn anything. Like I went back to the episode, and they didn't even take the most powerful scene between him and Espada. They took the moment of Espada being like, "Hey, look after him for me," while he laid down there, stock still on a bed. You didn't like. I get that was the only time he had told you something, but like, they shot themselves in the foot, is what I'm saying. With like, they did not give Espada enough good things to say to him, because really it was like, the only good scenes are the other way around, where Blue is like, we're family, and you know,
yeah,
getting in front of the killing blow and all that stuff. That was good, but none of it would have helped that scene, and that really crappy scene was the one they threw in to give him like the big motivation.
Yeah. For an episode following a death scene, our second one for that character, you want there to be a little more weight. Like, you want it to actually seem like it's really weighing on the characters, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, we got some of that, but so much of the episode was padded with fight scenes that it just didn't feel like we had any time to really get that, And then, like you said, the parts we got were like flashing back to scenes that really weren't as strong as others, and Rintaro's big stand-up moment of like, I will avenge my friend and whatever. Like, he was barely in the episode, so it didn't really feel like it mattered. And unfortunately, Rintaro seems to be getting the short end of the stick when it comes to focus episodes and power-ups.
Yeah, I think like, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, like, something that kind of bothered me too was like Saber was so adamant about, like, Kenta had his convictions, and I will stick by his convictions, and yada yada yada. It's like, that's what got him killed.
Yeah.
Like, he had the chance to back down, and that got him killed. He chose that.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't about honor or whatever. He did not listen to someone's advice and got himself killed.
It's like,
for
you
no
go up
reason.
to a friend.
There's zero reason why he should have died at all.
Yeah.
It's really funny, and I'm imagining a situation where, like, oh shoot, my friend died from doing this very dumb thing. Well, in his honor, I'm just going to do this very dumb thing and see if I make it out alive. His convictions are what got him here, and I will follow them through.
Yeah. Like, it's so dumb, because like, it's Saber, Buster, and what was it, Rentro, like all three of them told him stop fucking inting into Caliber. Just go in as a team and like we'll resolve it that way. Like 3 of them repeatedly. It's not even like once. Like they've had that rooftop like scene multiple fucking times where Saber's like, "You're not in this alone. We're in this together. Can you stop fucking killing yourself?" And he's like, "Yeah, because we're friends." And he gives that fake ass fucking smile and then goes and tries to kill himself every fucking time. And I'm just like I can't sympathize with that. Like they'll if it wasn't for that sand scene, I would probably hate this character.
It's really weird because like, oh, they built them up as the 3 Musketeers and also May is here as well, but he always went against what the group would want to do. Like he never stuck with them, and it made that scene like retroactively sort of tore that scene down because there was no trio.
Yeah, that's just like one part of it. Like it was like the thing that this episode's kind of like hinging on, like all the emotional beats following through from like that one. But another thing that like I just really hated from basically what happened last episode was just like it just took almost all the stakes out of the show. Mm-hmm. Like all the villains have been like shown to be weaker than our current cast, and we have so many damn people too. Like if Saber can like beat the strongest person in the series, then like what are we like waiting for? Like they were alluding to this giant book in the sky. They refuse to give us any exposition on that would make us give a damn. Mm-hmm. And then like we have like our 3 idiot musketeers, like those 3 villains, when they decide to go do something and we don't really know what they're trying to do, it's just like a waste of time. And like that's what they were doing. Like that whole scene with them kind of scattering the knights across town and just like them giving each other books to show that they're sharing and caring. I don't care for that. Like the only one that actually looked decent was Slash's fight because he actually needed that specific power up to deal with what he was facing. Mm-hmm. And that was pretty neat. Every other fight was just like boring as shit. Like, like they're just wasting time for like no reason. I mean, I guess they just didn't have any substance for this episode planned, so I guess that was what they were doing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, and it really dragged down.
We can bitch and moan about this for hours, but I want to hear you guys bitch and moan about this for hours. Let's head into the comments. All right, first comment comes from Peacemaker2448, who says, "How to describe this episode? A boring pile of fight scenes that only serve to run out the clock for this week, so that finally, next week, someone will stop talking vague, meaningless BS and start saying something worthwhile so the show can move the fuck on. Maybe because I have negative faith in this series and expect it to continue to chase its tail in circles forever." Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, you summed it up pretty well.
Yeah, you said in less than a minute what we have been whining about for 13 minutes. Next, we have a comment from Double the Unknown, who says, "I guess the writers and directors were so used to promoting multiple new toys in one episode that they felt the need to promote a lot of old toys in the first half of the episode, since there are less toys coming out. It's episodes like these that make me miss the way the early Heisei shows were structured, where the characters were pretty much not allowed to transform until the final 8 minutes of the episode. The action took up the whole episode and was mostly boring. At least Sakamoto comes back next week to make the show slightly more tolerable. Oh, thank goodness. At least we can watch a good fight scene." Yeah, absolutely agreed. Ryugano has a lot of thoughts, and Ryugano has been the resident Saber fan, so I am interested to see what he has to say. When I saw this episode, I initially thought it was weird that Toma was not using Dragonic Knight. I felt like, Toma, you have an upgrade. Use it. But then, after thinking about it, I kind of thought it was honestly refreshing. Kind of came off as Toma being like, I still have these forms, I'm still using them. At least when he pulled out Crimson Dragon, I mean, the common complaint is that after a power-up is introduced, all earlier gimmicks are now useless, and did appreciate when fighting against Caliber, he still insists on staying Dragonelle and Gina. It's basic symbolism of his and Kento's friendship, but sure, but I still take it. That was his first paragraph, but like to go off of that, he has the power up already. It already renders everything else null and void. And for what Alex was saying, a mixture between a lightning and a fire is definitely not going to do the job.
Yeah.
Only if you're a firebender.
Only if you're. So I mean, like I get it's supposed to be symbolism, but the show has not built that up enough for me, for us, I guess. I will say Saber seems to have this thing where a form debuts and it doesn't feel like that person's episode. It happened a lot. It happened with Slash, and now we're here with King Lion. Though I do like King Lion. It's a cool looking form with colors that blend well. Also, regarding its jingle, I got curious and Googled LeFool to see if that's an actual thing, and it turns out it is. It's an advertising agency in Japan. Do with that what you will. I do like seeing more of the Rowdy Rough Boys, the Megiddo Generals, and what they're capable
That's what they're
of. I do like that they don't completely dominate the fight, but aren't pushovers either. I do hope we see more of their deal in future episodes, though. At least make them better than the damn Time Jackers. One complaint I do have is when Ken's on Slash and Buster switching books, it would have been nice to see them do something interesting with it, like Ken's on using the vines on Jack and the Beanstalk to swing around, or Buster using sound waves to make the ground shake. Something. Guess it wasn't in the budget.
Dude, a sword wasn't even in the budget.
Yeah. A story wasn't in the
Buster
budget.
A fucking noodle.
But yeah, I get what you're saying about a form debuting when it's not even their episode. That was not handled well.
No, they just hate Blue so bad. Like,
yeah. They don't know what to do with him.
Yeah, and like, I do like the ship between him and Mai, right?
I thought it was May.
May. Yeah, I think it's May. However, like her kind of like interjecting in the middle like of his tension just felt like a little bit too much. You know, like they were forcing it because there's nothing else to really do, you know.
But I'll take it because there was nothing else that happened that was interesting or entertaining.
Yeah, but like the form also just felt like it looked like every other form, like his 3 books form. Like the only way you can really like tell the difference from a distance, at least, is like that little crest that comes off from his helmet. Because like you would have to like zoom in and actually see the details in the helmet to actually tell the difference. So, yeah. Like I don't know like how this form would realistically sell. Like, you know, parents in Japan be like, "I got you that figure already," and you're like, "No, I swear, I mean, it's different."
This one turns into a lion, so it is different. It's a transformer
that shoots lasers at other lasers that somehow fucking destroy that laser.
I can't believe he shot the laser in the spot, and then it worked.
Like, no joke, like that summarized this episode. It was just a straight up fuck you to everything, the fans, the writers, anything that existed. Just fuck it.
Yeah, they don't care anymore. We don't want to resolve this cleanly. You just shoot it. Just get rid of it. I don't know, man. All right. Next comment comes from K. John again. Wait, did we circle around, or was he in a different one? I forget. Anyway, K. John says that Saber versus Caliber fight was poorly done. Was so poorly done. You can tell that this is Ghost's writer when the characters start talking about friendship and philosophy while they are fighting. Can't remember how many times we heard Thomas say, "I'm here because I have friends," and Caliber say, "I gave up everything for the truth." Geez, can't imagine what kind of speech will Toma deliver in the finale. I like the actors of this show. The actors of this show do a very good job at portraying their roles, but the execution and direction of the show makes me barely care about any of them besides Rintaro and Slash. Can't believe Rintaro barely has any screen time, even though he's debuting a new form. Yeah.
I mean, like, his form was kind of like the debut of that form was not that impactful because all he had to do to get it was stick his book and another book in the microwave and just like wait for like 10 minutes and then it was done. Like, what the fuck?
The lesson this week was just patience. I don't know what else to say.
Sure as hell needed it when watching.
That was our lesson, actually. All right, next comment comes from Mr. Newmine, who says, "Did you know that Kamen Rider Blade's King Lion Dai Senki form is a Digimon reference of Metal Garurumon? Also, for the next episode, is May going to the new Espada? Everyone wanting to make this happening, let me know." Oh, I can't tell you. I didn't write the show.
That you made it sound like I know, won't tell you. I think it'd be fun if she were.
Yeah.
Apparently the swords kind of choose who wields them. Maybe that'll become a thing eventually.
When was that a mechanic of the show? I don't
know. I don't know, man. I don't know.
How do you know? I did not absorb this information the way that you did.
That was my assumption. Is like, because that's kind of how Saber got his powers, right? Like,
I thought his was special because he was Saber. Like there was some sort of weird chosen one legend myth thing.
I just know everybody was surprised that he inherited the sword, but it's like, well, I guess it picked him or something. Like, I don't know. I guess I'm just extrapolating from what I'm seeing.
Your guess is as good as mine.
Either way, I do think it'd be fun.
Yeah.
I would say like she's not really a fighter, but like Toma isn't a fighter. He writes books.
Yeah.
So, but as of right now, we haven't had any sort of news regarding that. Like what they're gonna do. They've been pretty hush hush on the fact that Kento died. So
yeah. You know what would be pretty awesome though? If we just like had an episode where they just don't fight anything for the first 10 to 15 minutes and just like actually interact with like their world, not like the stupid magical book world, because like I'm tired of they're always there.
Yeah.
Like actually like bring like for Blue's first focus episode, they were trying to do something like that, but they could only afford like the fucking back alleyway of like the fucking studio, and they couldn't really film anything engaging there. So
yeah, it's weird because this show is far less grounded, which is this is Kamen Rider. This show's not grounded at all, but like we're just off in another reality, and every time we are saving the regular world, it requires us to leave elsewhere.
So
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, and it's kind of like, even in our last series for 01, like how Aruto would just like create a bond with the human gear, or like, whoever like owns the human gear. And once they're kind of like put into peril, he's like, you can show like, you can see the emotion that comes from him. Mm-hmm. And then Saber just comes in with that like out of nowhere, and like he just finds a random kid and just thrusts all that emotion in that kid, and just like, bruh,
kid, like, I care about you.
Like,
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, this is random bitching. I'm sorry.
Alright, next comment comes from Andy L, who says, since the episode is just 80% fight... Wait, since the episode is just 80% fight, so just gonna comment about the fight. The two swords finisher does look cool, thought he gonna use it as an sidearm and use the Dragon Knight book for finisher, but for Lion King. Just a disappointment. Not only has almost no screen time, he didn't even use his own finisher, using 3 kendo books for emotional moment. I can see that, but even with the booster is still just 3 CG model flying out with no lion related effect. And this lion finisher is just headbutt the enemy and fire 2-shot. Are you kidding me? Is this all you can do for your new toy? Write yourself a awkward reason for not using Dragon Knight to do all this Lion King debut.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah. They're obviously not going to premiere the entirety of Lion King on Toei. So.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. They couldn't film any of the fucking fights because the cameraman couldn't get in there.
He was too far in. He was trying to get on the other side.
Yeah.
Is that form really called Lion King?
Probably. It looks like a Lion King. I'll call it Lion King.
Aerosol, I can't hear you anymore.
I had myself muted.
Nice.
Lion King Senki is the name of the book.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. I don't know the name of the actual form itself.
Yeah. While you guys are looking that up, let's move on to the last comment that comes from Rajik Rasul, who says, the episode was okay, nothing too fancy, just your typical shonen fight. The henshin for Blades was okay, didn't feel the raw emotions from him, but I liked the finisher of him transformed to a lion. Sorry, Kamen Rider Beast, your days are over. There's a new lion in town. Yeah, is that it? That is indeed it. Those are all the comments. Do you guys have any other thoughts before we end this 27-minute long episode? It's almost 28.
It's King Lion Daisenki.
Oh, okay, cool. Are we good here? Are we done?
Yes. Oh yeah, I'm done.
All right, cool. So guys, thank you so much for sitting through that. That was longer than the actual episode itself. So I hope you guys enjoyed, our stuff on your comments and our also regular review stuff. Check out the links in the description. There's a link to how you can support the Black Lives Matter movement. There's one for donating money. There's some petitions to sign, and also watch some videos that donate their ad revenue to the Black Lives Matter movement. Thank you so much for watching. Keep it.
Yeah.
Bye.
Ugh. I can't believe I deleted the lower thirds. I was at 4 gigabytes of hard drive space, and I mass deleted so much